Hi guys, let's take a look at this problem. We need to find the second derivative. So let's first find the first derivative with respect to x on both sides using implicit differentiation. So we begin with 8x, right? That's the derivative of 4x squared plus derivative of y squared is 2y, and make sure that you treat y as a function of x, so you need to apply the chain rule right here. Equals the derivative of 6 is just 0, and you can now check for me that y prime is after the algebra should be equal to negative 4x over y. So now when we find the second derivative, so the second derivative is the derivative of the first derivative, right? So now we are going to look at this first derivative because it's a fraction, so we are going to use the quotient rule. In the numerator, we have in the denominator we have low square, which is y squared. In the numerator, we have low d high, so low is y times d high, which is 4. So I'm gonna just write 4y minus high d low, so 4x. The derivative of y will be y prime, right? Times y prime. So be careful about that. Now we certainly should do a substitution. What is y prime? We just found it. So it's going to be negative of, so y squared on the bottom, 4y minus 4 times x times, okay, now this is our y prime. So negative 4x over y, that's my y prime. Now let's simplify. So this is equal to negative 4y minus, actually it becomes plus because there are two negative signs here. 4x times negative 4xy, 4x over y, it's actually 16x squared over y, right? Over y. So this is a complex fraction. We want to get a common denominator so that we can simplify the top. So I'm going to multiply this term by y over y just to get a common denominator. So after that, it's going to be, so on the bottom I still have y squared. The top, we now have a common denominator, which is y. Here, the first term becomes 4y squared plus 16x squared, right? Okay, and you do see that this is equal to negative, so y cubed. Where's the y cubed from? I just multiply these two together, right? These two together, you get y cubed. Of course, if you want to use the definition of the complex fractions, it's equal to the top times the reciprocal of the bottom, which will give you y cubed. In the top, 4y squared plus 16x squared, you can see that you can factor out a 4, and then you're left with y squared plus 4x squared, right? Now, what is y squared plus 4x squared? It is given in the problem. Actually, this guy is equal to 6. This guy is equal to 6. So, therefore, at the end, after that simplification, we have negative 4 times 6 is 24 over y cubed. So that's my final answer for this particular problem.